It's on. Alright, I want to say Kahola Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shema Kakadash, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawashai, Brakta Rakakadash. I want to give the wand to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that continue to teach me this truth and whole real well. Shalom to my fellow Akim. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Um, so, um, I just had the spirit to go on today, talk about idols. Um, Mainly just thinking about rappers and the like. Um, why you really shouldn't call these guys your idols. Now, you know that the society is Babylon the Great. A lot of the same practices are carried over, such as the New Year celebration. When you look up the New Year celebration in ancient Babylon, um, what they did was the leaders would plan in advance on the New Year's Day. So on the New Year celebration, like the kings of the world would go and they would meet up in their own houses, the high places, the temples, and they would plan the next jurisdictions, um, not jurisdictions, the next kind of plans, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna mess with the people for the next couple years. We know that our country did the same thing, man. Our elite, they have their own little secret rituals on New Year's. You know, moving on. So what I really wanted to focus on is this girl, Asian doll, and she was the wife of one of my favorite rappers, man, King Von. Which he's a Jake. He got himself murked in the street, which he can't help that. But looking at his woman, man, look at her dress. She has blonde hair, which of course, we know the yellow thin hair that's going off, right? She has titties out, ass out. I mean, this is someone's wife, and look at this, man. I mean, this is all types of heresy. She needs to be burned, okay? And not just for appearance, okay? Forget about Heru. It's really not talking about that. But I guess you can make connections with King Von, you know, um, to these Greek mythology figures, mythology figures who, the man usually dies very young. All right, so here's going back to it. You got this moon goddess, right? And you know that these elite guys, this is a good picture right here. These elite, they heavily are on the vibration of the mystery school system. Um, but when you take a look at here, right, you look at the moon goddess, and you go back to her, it's the same thing, man. Now whether or not she knows, of course, because she's probably just a fucking dumb bitch, okay, just a stupid bitch. Uh, Her boss probably put her up to that, and she was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it." Right? That's just more Queen of Heaven worship. Uh, we're gonna get some scriptures now. Actually, I want to go to the blue letter first. All right, so this is Judges chapter 10, verse 13. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. Now we go back to that word idols, right? Idols is like what you give to a god, man. It's what people used to worship. You could take the idol on the go and worship your gods in the go, man. Your false gods. What is this woman gonna do? Okay, men out here worshiping her, buying all her music, praying to her and shit, right? What is this woman gonna do for you in the time of your tribulation? Absolutely nothing. All she's gonna do is eat, take, you know, Jake, areas all over her body, man. Which that's what she had to do to even get to her point. She had to um, get poles in all orifices, man. And sometimes they like to put multiple, so they'll put 3 or 4 peepees up in one hole, man. Yeah, they get down like that, man. Not 4 or 5, but like 2 or 3 maybe. You know. they get down like that, man. I ain't gonna show it on YouTube. So this is First Samuel chapter 5. Um, so this is talking about, you know, we were having wars with the Philistines. Those guys were, Canaanites, mostly the son of, uh, yeah, I'm just gonna say his English name, or Greek name, whatever you want to call it, Misraim. The Egyptians, right? The Philistines came out of them, but they're Hamites. Okay, they're not white boys. Okay, so we're warring with them, and our people started to lose. We were being oppressed by them heavily. We weren't obeying the commandments, and we were being punished. So the Lord rose up the Philistines to oppress us. The Philistines took the ark of, you know, Yahweh, and they brought it into the house of Dagon. You're going to read it here. So this is First Samuel chapter 5, verse 2. When the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it to the house of Dagon, set it by Dagon. And when they of Ashtoreth rose early in the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord Yahweh. And they took Dagon and set him in his place again. When they rose early in the morning, on the morrow morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of Yahweh. The head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off from the threshold. Only the stump of Dagon was left of him. Therefore neither the priest of Dagon nor any of them that came into Dagon's house trespassed on the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod to this day. All right, we're gonna end there for now. But if you're false idols, right, such as this girl here, Asian doll, which once again, thinking about it's right off the cuff, man. Asian doll, right? Doll, idol, right? I mean, that's right there. You could tell that she's that they ran through her well, man. Those those executives, they ran through her. They got her good, man. All right, got her thinking she's the queen of all heaven. All right. Um. Yeah, we're gonna go to Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right. And I wanted to go back into that, right? Because into these false idols, um, we know that most of them come out of Babylon. They come out of Nimrod, and the story of the Tower of Babel. That's like called the Babylonian mystery school system. From Babylon was all these things came out. Um, then Egyptians, the Babylonians moved around. The Egyptians started to take a hold of some things. Then the Egyptians over time, they got took over by the Greeks. You know, you had some mixing with Edomites and Hamites and whatever, and they took some things from them. The Edomites dwelt with Canaanites, you know, and yeah, they started to interbreed, mix the ideologies and whatever, and it's all the same people. Like you have all these incarnations of the Queen of Heaven, you know, the patriarch, the ultimate patriarch, which Zeus is, and all those abominations. They're just copy paste of Yahweh, you know. But I found this article here, and it's Sex in Babylon, and it's gonna go into a little bit things of you know, um, drawing and comparing contrast to today, and I really want to focus on this one. Niner was that abomination. In addition to having no qualms about homosexuality, the people of Babylon also encouraged heterosexual, abominable sodomy as a means of contraception, um, which is the same thing in this country. You know, this country pushes that heavily, man. I mean, you hear um, everybody talk about it. I mean, I got friends that talk about that shit, and it's fucking disgusting. But really going back to that, right? You want to run to these false idols, and you want to serve in America's system, all right, especially you fucking woman, when they pop you in your behind, you're gonna be coming running back, okay? You gonna come running, and we ain't gonna accept you either. We gonna kill you. All right, it's Matthew 15 verse 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. You know, that's Yahushua talking to some wicked scribes. You know, once again, man, let the blind lead the blind. Which all this stuff is pure heresy. You know, going back to it, thou shalt have no gods before me. You know, I believe that's Exodus chapter 20. Let's go bring that up so I can get some repetition. So these things can just come out like clock. Oh, what the hell? Okay. So these things to just come out like clockwork. Yep, I was right. Yep, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Yep. All right. And this is the last scripture I got. Matthew chapter 6 verse 24. No man can serve two things, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold on to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. Alright, let's look up what Mammon is. I never really cared to look this thing up. But yep, that's just another heathen abomination. Which, you know, of course they drew over these things, and Mammon was more than likely a dark-skinned man, not again a bunch of anime bullshit, but you know, it was just another fucking demon, okay, false idol. So that's all I got. You know, don't call people your idols. You know, that's what that means, right? You admire them. You know, when you call someone your idol, that's akin to making them like your god or something. You know, so don't make this woman your idol. I hope that you guys maybe teach your kids to be a little bit better. You know, don't let them come up here dressing up and performing mother goddess persona worship. You know what I'm saying? This is another one. It's the blonde hair, the white hair. Once you see the white hair, then you know that it's talking about Semiramis. You know, which that's another connection, man. Semiramis and Tammuz, man, weeping for Tammuz, and this girl lost her man. She's weeping for Tammuz. You know, which King Von would represent Tammuz, man. You know, which I assume he died. I really don't give a shit about learning about that heathen abomination. Alright. Alright, so that's it. All blessings, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai. That's all I got. Shalom.